What's up, crew? Tom here from tkpt.co.uk. Right, I have received a couple of emails recently that have sort of inspired me to make this video. Okay, people saying like, if you've got no choice when you go out to eat, but to have carbohydrates, what equivalent should you be having for like a cup of rice or bread or rice noodles, etc, etc, etc. I just want to cover a couple of points on this really quickly, and things I think you should consider when eating carbohydrates, when out for meals, whenever, wherever, really, okay? The first thing to touch upon is that you should just eliminate wheat, gluten altogether. So wheat, rye, barley, any gluten containing carbohydrate, you want to just forget about, okay? It's devil food. So just get rid of it. Wheat, no bread, no pasta, no couscous, anything that contains gluten, just literally get rid of, okay? And in terms of other carbohydrates, the clean carbohydrates that you're going to find regularly when you go out and around the house, etc., that I would recommend to eat would be potatoes. So that could be sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, rice, quinoa is another really good one because it's a complete protein, so you've got a good source of protein there as well. And bananas, you can class as a post-training carbohydrate, quite a high GI fruit. So yeah, bananas another good one. So quinoa, potatoes, rice, white rice or brown rice. If it's after training, white rice obviously has a faster effect on your blood sugar, but if it's after training, that's not really a problem. Brown rice contains more phytic acid, which is an anti-nutrient. So in terms of white rice versus brown rice, this really swings and roundabouts. Just vary it up. But if it's after training, white rice won't be a problem. So again, quinoa, that would be your first port of call, I would say. That's your best carbohydrate to go for. Sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, white rice, brown rice, and you could class sort of banana, pineapple, the higher GI fruits as post-training carbohydrates as well. But yeah, in terms of quantity, if you're training for fat loss, less carbs is going to be better. What I get our fitness campus to do, my personal training clients, is to eliminate carbohydrates for 1 month, okay? And I talked about this in the last video I made. This depletes your blood sugar of glycogen. And when that's empty, your body has no choice but to burn body fat, okay? I talked about it in the last video, so I'm not going to go into it too much. But anyway, keep your carbohydrates clean. Like I said, get rid of wheat, get rid of gluten. Anything containing gluten, just forget about it altogether. And when you are eating any other clean carbohydrate, the rice, the sweet potatoes, etc., they should only ever be after training, and less is going to be better. I mean, you could get away with not eating any carbohydrates. If I was training for a strict fat loss phase, I wouldn't eat any starchy carbohydrates. Remember, fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates in themselves. So if I was training strictly for fat loss, I would just eliminate carbohydrates. Maybe have them once a week after a really hard training session, and that would be it. But anyway, if you are training for fat loss, keep your carbohydrates to a minimum. If you want like the rice, the sweet potatoes, etc. after training, then by all means go for it. But less is going to be better. I would say a fist size portion of carbohydrates after training is going to be more than enough. I'm just going to really quickly go into why you have carbohydrates after training as opposed to other times during the day. So basically, what you're looking to do is keep your blood sugars as stable as possible throughout the day. Okay? When you have carbohydrates, your body basically converts it into glucose, and that spikes your sugar. Okay? There's only so much sugar that your blood sugar is going to contain before it starts getting stored in the liver and in the muscles as glycogen. Okay? And there's only so much glycogen that your muscle and your liver can store. And once your glycogen stores are full, then it's going to be stored in the fat cells as energy for your body to use at a later date. Hence the reason if people eat a lot of carbohydrates, that is when they put on weight. Okay, when they increase body fat. So you keep your blood sugars as stable as possible throughout the day, remembering that fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates in themselves, and when you train, your blood sugars come right down. Okay, so carbohydrates after training will spike your blood sugars back up, but because your body requires the energy, it's going to be stored as glycogen within the muscles. So it's going to go towards promoting growth of muscle mass. And again, if you gain a little muscle, your metabolism increases, and that's going to help you with fat loss. is a more sustainable thing, okay? It's going to speed up your metabolism, and that is going to make getting and staying in shape a lot easier. So I mean, that's the science behind eating carbohydrates after training. If you eat them any other time during the day, it's simply excess energy. It's going to spike your blood sugars, insulin's going to kick in to then store the sugar in fat cells to store the energy for a later date, and then your body will plan on breaking that sugar down and using it as energy when it needs it. But if you're eating carbohydrates throughout the day when your body doesn't need them, they're simply just going to get stored as fat for energy as a later date. After training, like I say, your blood sugars come right down, so then you get that sugar, but your body's going to put it to good use. It's going to store it as muscle glycogen and liver glycogen, okay? And then by the next time you come to eating carbohydrates, if you're training, your body's going to use that energy as that sugar as energy anyway, okay? So that is why we have carbohydrates after training. Like I say, eliminate all gluten-containing carbohydrates. Anything wheat, rye, barley, anything containing gluten, couscous, just get rid of it. Particularly bread, cereal, pasta, just gone, okay? In terms of carbohydrates, one more time, quinoa, white rice, brown rice, sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, buckwheat, and sort of the higher GI fruits, pineapple, banana. You can get away with any of them after training, okay? If you're strictly fat loss, keep them to a minimum, but that is the time that you want to be eating them if you are, okay? Thanks a lot. That's Tom out.